In the latest chapter of Boruto TBV Vortex, Boruto has done something that many fans, including myself, have been waiting years for. And at last, that time is now. And what I'm talking about is Boruto awakening and revealing his Byakugan abilities. Now, before I do anything else, I have to address the elephant in the room. Yes, we have seen Boruto with the Byakugan, even when he was briefly in control of his body while using the full power of Momoshiki. But this time, Boruto is 100% locked in with his own consciousness, and he even implemented these new abilities in his battle with Mamushi, which I deep dived in the latest chapter review on the channel. If you guys haven't already seen it, I highly recommend you guys go check that out. It's one of my best chapter reviews I did in quite a while. Oh, and hype the video up if you haven't already. It's really been helping out the channel lately, so I really want to keep pushing that. Thank you all who are leaving a hype, and I know who you are too. I really appreciate it. But anyway, the reason Boruto is now able to use the power of the Byakugan is all thanks to Momoshiki. So it's technically his Byakugan, but Boruto has full control over it through the Karma Seal. This past chapter, we was able to see the other half of the deal Boruto and Momoshiki made with each other. And in this chapter, we see Momoshiki actually agreeing to let Boruto use his power in exchange for his body. He knew he was 100% transparent. He had no secret motives behind this deal or anything. And the reason for this is because their minds are now linked together from them being one mind and body. So whatever Boruto is thinking, those thoughts instantly get transferred to Momoshiki. So let's say if Boruto was planning to go back on the deal at the very last moment to kind of finesse Momoshiki out of his power and still be able to keep his body, Momoshiki would know. Because in order to plan something like that out, Boruto would have to think about it in his head. And I want to clarify this because a lot of people thought Boruto had a conniving plan to betray the deal he made with Momoshiki, because it really doesn't make sense to give him your body. Boruto knows Momoshiki's goals, and that revolves around the chakra fruit, which means the end of the planet. So it really made no sense to defeat Jura, save the planet, and then let Momoshiki have your body and still possibly put the planet at risk. Otsutsuki literally keep 10 tails as pets. That's how they devour multiple planets around the solar system. You don't want to test a being like Momoshiki when it comes to this. So that's why we was so confused as to why he made that deal. But nonetheless, here we are. So going into this fight, Boruto had access to the Karma's true essence. A similar power he briefly showed versus Code back in part 1, where he was able to harness the full power of the Karma while staying completely in control. And while Boruto is in this form, his power increases massively. He's now able to completely destroy multiple Mamushis with ease, something he was unable to do in base. And we've seen several instances of this throughout the story, dating back to chapter 4. So back then, we seen Boruto being heavily pressed and pushed back by a single Mamushi. Even while using ninjutsu, it seems like it didn't affect him at all. And this gets carried on to chapter 28 when he rematched him. He was doing better because of his lowered intelligence, but eventually started to get overwhelmed and pushed back because of his insane physical strength. So now looking at him fight with the Karma, he really looks like a completely different person. He's able to do things that makes Mamushi look like a child. Not only did he lap him in physical strength, but he completely outclasses him in other areas too, like speed. I'm pretty sure the gap seems larger than it really is because of IQ. If there's anyone that gave Mamushi a hard time, it was definitely me. I straight up said I just wasn't impressed with him at all. He was getting destroyed left and right by literally anyone he came across. But then I remembered, he is stronger than what he's displaying right now. Even though he still possesses the same physical ability, his intelligence has dropped to a point where it doesn't matter. And it's not like Mamushi is gonna compromise. His only focus is finding Ada. And he won't find Ada unless he makes like 50 clones. And he knows as long as he keeps up the clones, they're not gonna be able to keep up with him. So he's already sacrificing that intelligence in order to keep searching for Ada. And that's not gonna change because Boruto and Kawaki is just killing him off. He's gonna keep making more clones. So as long as he fights in Konoha, his intelligence is gonna be in the mud. And fighting without any IQ will make you look much weaker than you really are. And that's what's happening here. It looks worse because not only is Boruto just stronger than him, his IQ is much higher too. And his IQ was on full display in this chapter. the way he used FTG to catch Mamushi off guard, even the way he used it in combination with his other abilities. Boruto was flying all across the battlefield, and Mamushi simply couldn't keep up. Using FTG in combination with his Kenjutsu ability to land a devastating spin attack, I mean, all of it was impressive. But what was even more impressive was him finally showing his Byakugan and applying it in this battle in a way we haven't seen it be used ever. When he first activated it, he used it to look through a building to see where the remaining Mamushi clones were based off Shikamaru's callout. So when he seen where these clones were located, he used Sasuke's signature shuriken technique to force his shuriken to curve into the alleyway and land on the back of Mamushi's head. This is where the crazy part comes in. Literally insane. Probably my favorite sequence from Boruto I ever seen. He used FTG to teleport to all of them and destroyed them with a massive Rasengan. Something we have literally never seen Boruto do while in control of his own body. So it was definitely a shock seeing this for the first time. So the way he just used his Byakugan complements his style of fighting even more than we thought. And with it, his techniques, especially with ninja tools as well as the flying Raijin, will be taken to a completely different level. So I really do think it's the perfect dojutsu for him to have right now. As we know, the Byakugan gives Boruto near 360-degree vision. I don't know how having only one Byakugan affects that 360-degree vision, but let's just say for the sake of the video, it doesn't affect him whatsoever. This would eliminate any blind points he has, so he simply cannot be caught off guard in any direction. He also can perceive chakra networks of any living thing, including these clones. But to just name all the Byakugan abilities and say that's all Boruto can do is a little disingenuous, because we know Momoshiki's Byakugan is a bit different from the rest. Actually, Otsutsuki Byakugan is much more powerful from any ordinary Byakugan, simply because the eye originated from the Otsutsuki clan. We've seen it ever since Kaguya was reincarnated. Her Byakugan was godlike, unlike anything we ever seen from a normal Byakugan, even being able to create chakra pulses to control her enemies. She can even perceive other people's thoughts, feelings, and memories from her eye. And this is because of the divine chakra flowing through her veins, which naturally makes her eyes more powerful. And it's the same with Momoshiki. His Byakugan is as unique as it gets, even gaining the ability to read other people's fate through his own eyes. And this is actually one of the abilities I was most excited to talk about when it comes to Boruto's new power. It's because this is Momoshiki's eye that I believe this power is really something Boruto now possesses. It wasn't directly stated if this power was a shinjutsu or not, but we do know now it's Momoshiki's unique ability, meaning only he possesses it. And this ability lets him peek into the future of another person, although in broken up fragments. So you can think of it like a great value prescience. At the beginning of the series, Momoshiki used this power against Boruto and Naruto to see their fate. He was able to see Boruto losing his life due to omnipotence, and he seen Naruto losing Kurama, and these things happened considerably later in the future. I don't see Boruto actually using this ability, especially not on his peers. So I really wonder if this is something we could see him use later on in the story. But these abilities manifested in these Otsutsuki because of their divine chakra, and now because Boruto has inherited this power from them, it now belongs to him. So now that Boruto has access to this dojutsu, what does that mean for him? For one, like I said, it really affects the way he fights and the options he now has in these fights. So because of the Byakugan, Boruto can see the entire chakra network of any living thing and their pressure points called tenketsu. They're usually so small, the Sharingan can't even see it. So this is why, because of this knowledge, it normally affects the way the Hyuga likes to do combat. They mainly target these points with their gentle fist techniques, and doing that allows them to block off these points. So in all likelihood, this would change the way Boruto fights too. And I'm not saying he's gonna be out using gentle fist techniques. I only think Himawari would be the one to do something like that. Boruto could target these points, and I do think it would be wise for him to fight like that, but it would be more focused on his Kenjutsu style of fighting. That's how he would implement this dojutsu into his way of fighting, because Boruto's Kenjutsu utilizes high precision over brute force. It's all about his timing with minimum motion, and I believe a blade could result in even worse lingering effects to a person's chakra network than simple taijutsu. So just hear me out for a second. With Boruto's preciseness with his sword, along with the Byakugan, he could completely sever chakra pathways other than simply blocking them temporarily. It could even cause the shutdown of limbs like an arm or leg with a simple cut or stab. And the best part about it is that it doesn't require any training in the gentle fist technique. And it not only fits Boruto's character, also his style of combat. And I love it. And that's not it at all. Boruto can honestly buff all of his current techniques with his new Byakugan ability, even more powerful techniques like the Rasengan. But to be a bit more precise, I really want to discuss the Rasendan, which is a much more condensed version of the Rasengan and much more likely to hit a chakra point than a regular larger Rasengan. It hits harder than a regular melee attack, and it's faster too. It could end up being more effective because it could shut down chakra networks faster than normal, or even cause near irreversible internal damage. So with all these new abilities, I wouldn't even mind if Boruto couldn't use Gentle Fist, because he honestly doesn't need it. He has ways to hurt opponents more and techniques that will allow him to do it faster and more effectively. A prime example, FTG. It's not crazy to say that this technique is Boruto's go-to move, right? There hasn't been a fight that he's been in where he doesn't pull this move out. And we literally just seen ways he could implement his new Byakugan abilities with FTG. So more times than not, he's going to be using this ability alongside the Byakugan. And this ability can be primarily to land these attacks in a way to where it would be impossible to react to if you're his opponent. We've seen several times before that Mamushi can't react to things moving at a certain speed like ninja tools. So what if Boruto uses FTG in combination with his shuriken technique to hit pressure points with sharp and precise objects like kunai or shuriken? And it can be as simple as him doing his opponent exactly how he did Mamushi in this panel. Can you imagine Boruto launching 2 kunai to make it curve around the corner right into a person's chakra weak point? That would be a devastating blow, and it would for sure give him the upper hand in the battle if necessary. So there's definitely a lot of ways this eye can be useful to Boruto. And mind you, until the Shinju are defeated, he will have access to this power whenever he pleases. So it's not a one-time thing, which is why I feel like this is a video that I absolutely need to make. So in such a short time, we've seen how Byakugan makes such a difference for Boruto in the way he fights. His shuriken and kunai techniques have gotten way better and more precise. His flying Raijin usage gotten even more craftier. He can use it to fly around the battlefield and not being limited by his surrounding area because he literally has X-ray vision. So he can use this technique in spots where he normally wouldn't be able to see his opponent's locations or what's in the surrounding area, like behind a tree or a building. And he can use his normal everyday abilities like his Kenjutsu skills, Rasengan, even Rasendan to hit Kentetsu points and shut down an opponent's entire chakra network. So Boruto just got like 10 times more dangerous, and his abilities have gotten even better. Now he's simply broken, to be completely honest. So this is where I hear from you guys. Because of Boruto's new Byakugan, what abilities does Boruto have that could get a massive buff? Do you think the Uzuhiko could benefit from this eye? If so, let me know how in the comment section down below. Was there any abilities that I missed that you think overshadows what he could do with the FTG technique now? I'm interested in what you guys think, because there's numerous of possibilities and directions you can go now that this is a thing. That's how versatile this new power is. Or maybe you like the fact that Boruto can read other people's fate now. If you think he will utilize that, how will he do it? And who will he use it on? Like I said, leave all your thoughts and opinions, and I'll be sure to read and give you my honest thoughts. But anyway, that's more or less all I wanted to discuss with you all as it pertains to this new power from Boruto. So if you enjoyed this video and wouldn't mind seeing more like this in the near future, of course go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'll see you boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.